Richard, here's some video of the 400 Super America part shelves. These are the Impra fan motor housings. There's one under each front fender, and along with the tubing and the hoses, they provide fresh air into the passenger compartment. So everything there has been cleaned, and it's ready for paint. There's some fuel pump parts that have been done for quite a while, along with the FIAM air horns and air compressor. There's the heater core. It's been all disassembled and cleaned and correctly painted. Here's some defroster ducts that we had to do some repairs to, and they're just in a sealer. And then once the interior gets painted, we will paint these with the interior as well. Here's the Blaupunkt AM/FM radio that we purchased last year, and the faceplate is like new. I do believe Dan had all this plated at Christensen, and they didn't see any reason to have it replated, and so we just polished it up, and it looks very, very nice. We did the same with the ignition switch bezel and the knobs and levers for the heating control. Here's the trim for the heater control as well, just required polishing. Looks very nice. And there's the center section where all the gauges go, and generally we just clean it, fix any cracks, and then just put it in some sealer. Here's normally where the radiator is, and getting a quote on a correct radiator core for the car, and hopefully the vendor can get all the supplies needed. These are the two rear shocks that were on the car. There were two others that were marked original, so we had those rebuilt, and so these look a little later, but I do believe that we will use these suspension springs and put everything back together. Here's the front brake rotors with their hubs. Everything was cleaned and coated with black oxide along with the correct fasteners, and these are the rear brake rotors. Trailing links, all been rebuilt, clean, painted, old bushings removed and new ones pressed in. And the suspension bump rubbers, which were cleaned, and the steel portions we cleaned and then just put a coat of semi-flat black just so they didn't rust. And here we have some more Christensen chrome that was just polished. This is the handbrake. Coils, along with their brackets and resistors, still need to be painted, and there's all the suspension hardware. Here's the 4 shock absorbers that were restored and dyno tested by Performance Shock at Sonoma Raceway. Brake caliper brackets, control arm bushings. This is the throttle linkage that still needs some work. There's the generator, all rebuilt, ready for installation, and the starter motor, all complete. There's the Marshall 670 driving lamps and the Marshall 125 headlamps. The pedal box assembly's been done for quite a while. And so here's like the accelerator pedal, the clutch linkage, some of the rubber that covers the accelerator pedal. This is the bracket that holds the pedal box to the car. It's all been completed. What chrome plating couldn't be polished is going to the plating shop. It's called Brightworks in Troy, Ohio. And so we'll get all this stripped and make sure it fits the car, and then it just gets re-chromed. Here's the glove box door that needed some repair and that'll be finished in the same material as the dashboard. There's taillights, their lenses. Here's the right front suspension, been all cleaned, and it's been finished in electroless nickel. We're starting to get some of the rubber parts in, and it's turning out quite nice. What isn't in electroless nickel will get painted. So these three components on the left, parts of which will get painted. So that was the right side, and here's the left side. Here's some of the steering. Steering column, lower section's all done. The actual adjustable links have all been cleaned, and tie rod ends were like brand new. So all I really needed to do was buy some of the new rubber. So I do believe Dan probably just put those on before the car was decommissioned. So I didn't see any reason to change those. The idler arm and pitman arm. This is the cover for the upper steering column that's awaiting some black crinkle, and along with the Christensen chrome. Differential came apart. Here's the axle tubes after they've been cleaned, and they're awaiting paint. The axle shafts, I just cleaned them and put new bearings in, so they look very nice. Here's the rear brake calipers, just awaiting a few more parts, and they're ready for reassembly. There's some more brake parts. These are for the front and the power booster. Here's the rear brake hubs. Again, everything's been cleaned up and plated or coated in black oxide. There's all the hardware that's been cleaned and is now in black oxide. Ring and pinion. Initial cleaning, these look really good. So we're going to clean a little bit more, and I do believe this will be able to be reused. And there's the other axle, or the spline hub for the axle. And the Nardi steering wheel here. Beautifully done. The drive shaft, it's all been cleaned. Made sure it was straight, got it balanced and painted. It's ready for installation. Here's some more steering. This is part of the steering box. The actual box itself is out for repair, and but all the other parts are just waiting to be reassembled and then painted. There's the fuel inlet. There's some of the bumper guard rubbers that I found a source in Italy that we're going to get 4 new ones. And car had original glass, so here's the vent windows and the rolling windows. Again, all original glass. And the last shelf is the cover for the transmission. This is made out of aluminum and was badly cracked. And so we cleaned it and got it all repaired, and it's ready for reinstallation. We just put a quick coat of etch on it, and then the rubber accordion piece is where the gear shift lever sticks through. Here's just a overview of everything, and everything looks very nice. Got a lot done. Still have a lot more to do, but looks good. I'm also very thankful for Dan Shelfs. I always recall him painting underneath, and so I get more light directly onto the parts. He's very thoughtful and always very helpful. Thank you much. Bye-bye now.